Hey, what's good, Buck fans? Welcome to a Bucs Report, the pregame. It's AJ turning up in the house. How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing good out there. In a few hours, the Bucs will hold it down against the Baltimore Ravens. An important game, as you all know, Buck fans. This is a game right here that puts the Bucs on an entirely new level if they get this win. This is where you're playing a hot team right now. The world will be watching. This is an important game. This game will determine whether the Buccaneers are ready to hang in there with the big boys. This is a game where the Buccaneers will show that they are a legitimate elite team. They're contenders. This game is going to magnify where we are as a team, especially when we play a team that is built on, that has a history of being physical. And again, welcome again, guys. AJ Turn Up, as always. If you want to, check me out on my YouTube channel. It's about Buck in Time. Also, you know you got to always check out the main event, Bucs Report, the Aftermath on 102.9 The Game, Broad Street South Radio, with my co-host Slick, a.k.a. the British guy who's always fly. So, yes, so it's a very important game. This is a big-ass game. No doubt about it. Now, I'm going to just break things down. I want to talk about this, and I just have to explain, the level of urgency that the Bucs need to have when they play this team. So the biggest thing that I want Todd Bowles to understand, I want him to be, the word that I want for Todd Bowles, that I need him to just really embody, is ruthless. What I mean by that, Bowles, this is a game where you know thy enemy. You know what Lamar Jackson is capable of. You know what Derrick Henry is capable of. There is no need to tread lightly in this game. This is not a game to try to figure this team out and allow them to march down the field. You already have years of film on Lamar Jackson. You know what to expect of him. You know what to expect of Henry. You played him last year. You know what to expect of their wide receivers. You know what to expect of their tight ends. This is not a time to play chess and bend and don't break. No, you break these motherfuckers. You have to play smash mouth football when playing Baltimore. Show these AFC North motherfuckers that we can be just as physical and nasty in the NFC South. We've done it before. Let's do it again, damn it. Let's show them that we are not scared of them. Let's show them that, Bowles. This is a game early on. You need to punch them in the mouth. If this was a boxing match, you can't come out with the short little jabs. You have to come out there with those Mike Tyson uppercuts. You have to. It is urgent. It is imperative that you do. Make the Ravens offense one-dimensional. We're going to be talking about the Bucs defense for quite some time. So if you need to get your popcorn, you need to get your rum, get some libation, we in it. I'm about to break this shit down. I really hope if anybody else is out there, mark my words, you've watched it here. This is what I'm saying, the blueprint of what the Bucs should do in order to slow down this offense. Because despite what the media has been telling you, I'm here to tell you this right now. The Ravens are very vulnerable. The Bucs offensively have them. But why do you say that? I got to get this out here. We know Lamar is elite. I'm the first one. I've been a fan of Lamar since Louisville. I know the man is good. I know that guy can make things happen he makes things happen when it shouldn't have happened. He's a miracle worker. However, he is still vulnerable. And it's not Lamar that we're going. Of course, we want to put Lamar on his ass, but it's not Lamar that we want to beat us. You know who it is, Buck fans? It's the two receivers that he has to depend on. It's the two receivers that are going to have to pick up the slack if the run game goes awry. And that is what I'm here to talk about, because the media has been talking about, and I want you to hear it here first. I'm telling you this, because if the Bucs get out there, which I know they will, and win this game, I don't want to hear the media making excuses that Lamar does not have any receiving weapons. I'm telling you right now, they don't have a legit good enough receiving core to help Lamar ascend to the next level. They just don't. The run game will get figured out. Slick and I have told you this for how many years now? You cannot win a championship simply based on the run. You can win some games. I'm not here to say that that the Ravens won't beat us due to the run, but what I'm saying is this Bucs team has the personnel to match that energy that this rushing offense has. And with that being said, the real question is, Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens, what are you going to do if you are down and the run game is neutralized? What can you truly do if Derrick Henry is neutralized? Are you really going to truly depend on Zay Flowers to get you out of trouble? Are you going to be able to rely on Bateman to get you out of trouble? Yes, we are very aware of Andrews and Likely, but it's highly unlikely that this man can stretch the field. Andrews is not that. Those are two possession tight end receivers. That is what I want the public to know before we go into anything else. I don't want to hear any excuses about that. But this is a game, Bowles, that you must test the wide receivers. This is a game where Zion McCollum can go off. And I understand Thunderbuck is going to be in there. And if you need to help him do so, you put a safety over him and protect him. But this is a game, Bowles, that you must be ruthless. You have to be aggressive early. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot allow this team to get a rhythm. You cannot do the cushion coverage. There is no reason to give Zay Flowers and them that kind of respect. I really hope that you rewatch that Saints game and understand you see what happened when you put the heat up. You see what happens when you put the pressure on a quarterback. That is what you need to do. This is not the Saints. This is not a team that if they were to score 27 unanswered points in one quarter, the Bucs will find a way to win. We lose that game. This is a team where we cannot take those chances. This is an offense that we need to shut down immediately. And I know people, again, this is not about Lamar. This is about Zay Flowers and Bateman. Can they do it? Are they going to be the guys that step up if Derrick Henry gets shut down or he's not getting the yards that he normally can? So that means, Bowles, I need you to load that box. Make the Ravens beat you out of the box or man press coverage. I need to see jamming, and I'm not talking about no soft ass shit. I need Zion McCollum to lock up and bony up on whoever he is covering. Like I said, with Thunderberg, if you need to give him maybe 5-6 yards, I understand that because he's new. But no, under any circumstances, you cannot give these receivers 7 to 8 yards of cushion. There's no reason for that. As I keep saying, load that damn box. And I'm very aware that Lamar will take off more than likely, but that's where you can put a spy on him. That's where you can disguise your. I want you to do this, Bowles. I want you to be ruthless and take chances that you would do if the Bucs had a big lead. That's how you got to start this game out with. You have to come up with disguised blitzes and schemes. You have to play that aggressive coverage. Again, Bowles, you should know, playing safe makes you makes you sorry in the end. This is the game, Bowles, that you have got to. The first quarter, you need to play mostly man. You need to jam the receivers, disrupt the timing between his receivers, so Lamar has to take that extra pause. We have a solid front seven that can make something happen. You know Vita is going to command double coverage. You know with that happening, Canty has a chance to wreak havoc, because I don't think the Ravens have enough film to study the likes of a Canty. This game right here, especially when it comes to rushing as well, that means Yaya, a lot of pressure is going to be on Yaya and JTS. Why? Because the biggest thing, they both have to shut down the run. And I'm confident that Yaya and JTS can do that. But when it comes to that pass rush, I need that front four. When the Bucs do it, they need to be able to put constant pressure on Lamar Jackson. So just in case he decides to take off, we can get to him. And that is going to be where Tyke Smith comes in. I truly think that Tyke Smith is another valuable asset to this team, because he has been getting so much better when it comes to the blitzing. He, I was talking to the dude. He's given flashes of one of our beloved Hall of Fame defenders in Rondé Barber. He knows how to strip the ball. We have got to make Lamar uncomfortable early. There is no need to get them in a rhythm. By that being said, the Ravens offense, this is how the Ravens offense has been thriving so much. When they've been playing other teams, they don't have the personnel to stop the run. So that means a lot of defenses and corners and safeties, they were so focused on stopping the run that's why the Ravens receivers were able to get separation. That is why they were able to get open. I'm not saying that they're sorry, but what I'm saying is if your secondary has to concentrate on the run and not enough of just stopping their man in front of them, that makes a big difference. That is what Bowles is going to have to do. Bowles, I hope you told these players that, hey, the run game, we will stop that. What I want you to do, Zion, what I want you to do, Winfield, what I want you to do, Whitehead, what I want you to do, Funderburg, is worry about the man in front of you. You do your job, and I guarantee you we will whoop their asses. You do your job. Do not worry about the run. I got that on lock. That means JTS, Yaya. That means you cannot allow Derrick Henry to get in second gear. That means you cannot allow Lamar to necessarily take off. Trust and believe. If the Buccaneers are able to make this offense one-dimensional, Lamar is going to revert back to his primitive instincts, and that is running the rock. Yes, right now he doesn't have to run it as much because Derrick Henry is carrying the slack. But what did I say? With Vita Vea, Logan Hall, Canty, Gaines, William Golston, Yaya Diaby, JTS, Levante David, Britt. Those guys can make a big difference in the run. And I hope, Britt, this is a game where I need you to really step your game up as well, because best believe they're going to come for you in pass coverage. So what I need you to do when they do run the rock, I need you to be able to put that thump and tackle for loss. That is what we need to look for when Derrick Henry gets the rock. So if they run it on 1st and 10, we need to make them 2nd and 11 or 2nd and 12, because we know when second down comes, that's where you release the hounds. That's where you blitz and make Lamar nervous. That is what we are going to have to do, Buck fans, in order to make things happen. And shout out to everyone being in here. Bucks, hi, Evan. Everyone, let's go. Yeah. Also, got to have this one. Enough said. You right. Christopher Cole, let's fucking ball. Yeah, you right. This is a game we got to play zone. I disagree, Chris. You want to know why you can't play so much zone? Because then if we play too much, you mix it up. You have to mix it up. We have to mix it up, Chris. But if we play zone early, you know what they're going to simply do? This is what will happen. Derrick Henry will have enough cushion to get into that second gear, and that will change from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 2, or or 2nd and 4, and then they'll keep doing that. And that's where if we play this cushion zone coverage, that also means Lamar can throw short passes to Zay Flowers. That means Bateman will get open. You cannot play zone early. If you play, what you have to do, because again, this is what the Ravens thrive on offensively. They like to methodically run, like physically beat your defensive lineup, and then they'll score. But the biggest thing is it keeps their defense fresh. And if the Bucs offense doesn't get in the rhythm, the put it this way, the Ravens want they want this game to be a low scoring game, because this is what they thrive in. They are a team that's known for physicality and winning close games. Just think about what they do against the Steelers, the Browns, the Bengals. They don't want to have to play the Bucs in a shootout, because they know eventually they'll lose. The Ravens secondary is suspect. So Chris, for the Bucs on defense, the key is to play aggressive early. You play aggressive early, that means 3 and outs can happen. That means the Bucs, Baker and them get the ball more. That also means Cohen's can come up with ideas in order to shred this bad secondary that they have. Best believe, yes, Humphreys, Hamilton, great. But Roquan Smith has not been good in pass coverage. We know that. Yes, if you pass, it'll set up the run, and I'll speak on that later. But right now, I am talking about this Buccaneers defense, because that's the defense has got to show out. And I think that they have the personnel to give the Ravens those problems. But we got to play smart and aggressive early, because, Chris, here's the thing. If we get beat by like a big play, oh well, then Bowles can go back to the drawing board and work on something, because we have the offense that is able to bail us out and match that energy. And mind you, the Bucs can score faster on offense than the Ravens can. Trust and believe that. But what we cannot do is play soft coverage. This is a team you got to bony up on. This is a team that you have got to say, we are here. This is a team where Bowles has to say, Zay, Bateman, I don't believe you. I don't believe that you can beat us. I don't believe that you have what it takes to get past my guys. I'm telling you what I know, because here's the thing. Passing wise, the Ravens they're not that good at passing. The only reason they look like that is because the past few teams, and the Commanders, the Bengals, they've been playing teams that don't have the defense like the Bucs to make it happen. Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, AJ, you do realize the Bucs are 28th in pass defense. There's a difference. The reason why is due to Bowles playing cushion coverage. When he plays cushion coverage, that inflates the numbers. That is where, that pisses a lot of Buc fans off, including myself. I hate cushion coverage because it's a death by 1,000 cuts, and it bleeds the clock, and it keeps your offense off the field to establish a rhythm. So that's why, if I guarantee you this, if Bowles played a lot more man press coverage, the Bucs pass defense would shoot up from 28 to top 10. Mark my words, because you know why? When we do that, we don't have an elite pass rusher yet, but we have a pass rush that's good enough where if the secondary does their job, the pass rush can get there. I truly think if we play more man, Yaya and Canty's sack stats would get up so much higher. So that's what I'm saying. And you are right. We will be keeping our eyes on Jackson. Chris, I guarantee you this. Levante David, that's where he's going to be our leader, because he's dealt with this before. The biggest thing that we want to do, because more than likely with Vida and Canty in the middle, Lamar's not going to be able to run up the middle of the field. Lamar is one of those guys who wants to get to the outside. He wants to make things happen in the outside. And that's why I think with Tyke Smith being in there, that makes a big difference. And also with Canty's speed, this is what I want the Bucs to do. If they can do this, it makes things much easier. Blow up the middle, force Lamar to try to run to the right or left, but we have containment right there where it's like, nope, you can't go off. We're not going to allow that. You might get maybe 2 or 3 yards due to your speed, but we're going to neutralize that. We're going to neutralize what you're saying. And we got someone else in the house right now. We got Rick going to be coming on soon from Bucs Live, because I know he wants to get in on this talk. But right now, that is what I'm saying, Chris. We are going to keep our eyes on Jackson. We know Jackson is a priority. Yes, of course. We cannot allow Jackson to go off. But here's the game plan. The Ravens want to get Henry the ball first. They want to establish that because they have to. Again, Lamar isn't trying to run as much because he wants to preserve his body, first of all. But if Derrick Henry cannot get that run, cannot run as much, then like I'm telling you this because I've seen Lamar, because he's not going to be able to run like he wants to or throw like he wants to. I'm sorry. He's not going to be able to throw the ball because I don't truly think he has as much confidence in his receivers as he would want. He's not going to ever tell anybody that, but he knows realistically if he had to throw it to somebody, it would be Andrews. But if the Ravens are down, Andrews is not a guy who's going to march you down the field. He is a possession receiver. And again, Levante David can neutralize that. Trust me, here's the game plan for the Ravens. They want to run, of course, to establish that, or they want to throw up the middle to take advantage of KJ Britt, or they're going to challenge our other corner side in Thunderbuck. So that is the more than likely the keys of what the Ravens want to do to beat the Bucs defensively. Challenge KJ Britt, challenge Thunderbuck. And of course, like I said, the run is their bread and butter. So that is why I truly think that the Bucs secondary needs to focus on their man. So even if they get into a pass, we need to be able to say, you're not getting past us. If we can do that, that is what's going to change this game a lot. So, Chris, I feel you on that. You get in the zone later on down the line when you have a lead. I'm not saying play man all night, because if you try to play man all night, what they'll simply do is get the spread and run the receivers out, and then that's where Lamar is going to take off. No, but early, punch them in the mouth. Get them, don't allow them to get a rhythm. That's what we're saying. And now we're going to bring on Rick Hughes in the house from Bucs Live, because like I said, I know he wants to talk about this. And again, before you get on, he don't give a damn if the Bucs win by 40 or 3 points. He just wants this win, and that's most important, Buck fans. This ain't going to be a style points game more than likely. It's going to be a down the wire. So let's bring him on. We got him in the house. What's going on, my man? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent. So here's my thoughts. They have the number one rush defense in the league.
Yes, sir.
They have the second worst pass defense in the league.
Yes, sir.
The chances of us running on them are probably not real high. Now, they really do rely on their run.
Yes.
We're pretty good against the run, but quarterbacks seem to be able to put some yards on us. That concerns me. Lamar Jackson running. I don't think we need to play man. I know you love man. That's a dangerous game with Lamar Jackson. I just don't I just don't think it's a good idea to play man on a mobile quarterback. I think this game's gonna, as soon as I say something like this, the opposite happens. But I think it's gonna be a shootout, a crazy high scoring game where the ball's just flying all over the field. I think it'll be Derrick Henry's lowest output game. But I mean, he may get like 160-yard run and then a bunch of 1-yard runs. Mm-hmm. That happens to us.
Yes.
Where we give up one big one and it sort of skews the yardage. I am more scared of Lamar running. And let me say this game, I know we're all jacked up about it. I'm gonna try and bring in a little reality check, I guess, a little bit. We usually suck in prime time. It's just a thing with us. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is. I don't want it to happen. I will say this. I really care about the Falcons game next week.
Mm-hmm.
This game, thank you Atlanta for screwing up and losing this week. Next week's game's huge. This game is not nearly as big of a deal. So nobody freak out, nobody panic. Now I've got to mute the chats that I'm in because I get so annoyed in the chats because you can win a game. I don't know, yeah, say whatever, 50-20, and you have one bad quarter, and that one quarter, the chat goes wild. Everybody's commenting. Oh my God, blame. Look, here's the deal. Don't blame the Bucks. You don't have to find the guy to blame if Lamar Jackson or Derrick Henry has a good game. They're good players. Okay, so it may not be about blame. It may be about credit. It may be, yeah, well, you know what? Those guys are pretty freaking good. I mean, Derrick Henry's had a 2,000-yard season before. He's on pace for over 1,900 yards this season. Let's not look at it automatically. If he makes somebody look a little bit bad, that's what he does. Okay, that's what he does. It doesn't mean that guy's bad. It means, holy crap, Derrick Henry's good. Two-time MVP Lamar Jackson, pretty freaking good. So, do I think we're gonna win? I'm all about it. I'm sure I'll pick the Bucks, absolutely, but I'll do that every week. But but yeah, let's go into this game realistic and say this could be a tough one. This could be a difficult one, and it doesn't have to be this blame thing. And I don't understand the thinking. I mean, like I kick back and enjoy a game. Maybe we're losing, but this is an escape from real life. I gotta go to work. I gotta I mean, okay, we're losing, but I'm watching football. I'm watching my team. It doesn't. Why is everybody so like, oh my God, get rid of Bowles. Oh my God, get rid of, get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy. Dean sucks, this, that. I'm like, come on, man. Let's enjoy it. Have some fun. You know what? Enjoy the game tonight. Enjoy the game. Watch the game. Have a good time watching the game. The Bucks are on Monday Night Football. That's cool. Make yourself some popcorn or do what I'm doing. Make some nachos. Put a little cheese on it. Throw it in the oven. Get yourself some melty nacho cheese on the chips. Have yourself a beverage. And, it's a good night. Have fun tonight. Have
You know
fun.
what? I feel you, Rick, but it's more fun when you win. And
Of
this is,
course it is.
I know, but hear me out. Hold on. Hear me out. This is why Buck fans want this team to win. Yes, next week is an important game. One is a divisional. That can determine things, but this is the game where you're playing against one of the top dogs. This is where people consider them Super Bowl contenders. You mean to tell me, and I'm just telling you this, Rick, as
no, I'm good with this. You call me on
football, beating a team like this makes the odds of next week even better.
Of course. Think about Detroit. How sweet was that? I got it. I understand. It's great beating a team like this, and like I said, I'll pick them. We'll win tonight. I mean, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, you're not going to win every week. We're not that team.
Not at all. But we're looking at the probabilities now, and like you said about the zone. I don't mind the zone, but later you have to mix it up. But I think you attack early. Why? Because what is the probability? We've seen this. One of the biggest things when we go zone early and we start off on the defense, we lose because then they keep Baker off the field. The Bucs offense is not.
This is my concern. This game is a matchup nightmare for us. This is we don't match up well with them. That's the thing that concerns me. I think we got a better shot against Kansas City than we do tonight. I think tonight's going to be a more difficult game for us. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. But football is a game of matchups, and I'm telling you, you if you play man against a mobile quarterback, you're begging a mobile quarterback to beat you, and he's not kind of a mobile quarterback. He's freaking amazing at that.
You are right, but they're also, here's the thing, this is not a Detroit offensive line either. Baltimore has a good
Doesn't
line, but
have to be. It
it's
doesn't.
true.
They're totally different things.
This is true, but however, it does make a difference because if the pocket collapses, that doesn't give. This is where Lamar thrives when he is able to skedaddle out of the on the outside and make open field runs. But when he has to worry about the speed of interior alignment, that's a whole different story. With Canty's speed, and then let's say if the Bucs, we know Levante is a good fundamentalist, he can catch him. The thing about Lamar, he doesn't want to run anymore because he wants Derek to take the pressure off him. Because remember, Lamar doesn't want to take these he doesn't want to get hit anymore. And the Ravens are not a fast scoring offense. Remember that. That can work against the Ravens because they're not fast.
Yeah. They rely a lot on Derrick Henry, and we are good at stopping the run.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a fact.
And with that being said, Zay Flowers,
they are really they are better than we are against the run.
Yes, they are to a certain extent, but that's where the pass comes in. I'm glad Rick, thank you for coming on because I'm glad you want to hear this. You want to know who's the secret ace in the hole, not the X factor, but the ace in the hole, just in case.
Oh,
Trey
no.
Palmer.
Oh, okay.
Why? Because he possesses the speed where he can stretch the field where he's going to take two defenders. This is what I would do. I'm putting them in a bunch. I'm putting Evans and Palmer on both sides. Palmer does a straight go route. He's going to take a corner in the safety, and then Evans can do a quick slant, or you can mix it up where Evans goes a deep route, and then you know where Palmer, you know where I'm about to say crossing route coming right up because Roquan Smith is not good in coverage, and that is the thing.
Now, they're horrible. They are the second worst team in the NFL in pass coverage.
Amen. And that's
now that gets skewed. That gets skewed because they're usually in the lead, and the other teams have to throw, so the yardage gets built up.
Right, but you could say the same thing about Bo's pass defense when he
I'm 100% with you. 100% with you. But the one thing the Buccaneers cannot do,
yes, sir,
and you're going to love this, is they can't play so scared that they literally just chicken out all the way to the end of the game, and we've seen it happen before.
And I'm glad you're saying that. We've seen it happen, and Denver showed us. That's why I think you have to be nasty with them. And we know about Baltimore's history. AFC North they are literally a division of nastiness. You have to match the intensity. And if you don't, like you said, they will punk us and run all over us. They will make it a mockery of us.
The two players, I think, if I have to pick players of the game, it's either going to be Levante David or Jordan Whitehead. It's going to be one of those guys. It's going to be Jordan Whitehead coming up and just putting a beat down on somebody, throwing some pain, which that's what he does.
Yes, he does.
The thing is, they're going to move the ball. They're going to score points.
Yes.
Fans are going to freak out and say Todd Bowles sucks. Look at the defense sucks because they're putting up points. They've averaged 33 over their last 4 games. They're going to put up points.
They are.
They're going to. Okay. And that's just the reality of it. And, they're going to test Funderburk or whoever is there.
Oh, yeah. I just said it. They're going to test Britton Funderburk. But this is why, for me, you cannot allow zone. To me, is a thinking man's game. If you get beat playing man, whatever, it happens. But when you get slowly methodical up the field, that's where it messes you up. And I like that.
That's not what happens. Not if you get beat man, it happens. No, then all we hear is, oh my God, Dean sucks. Oh my God, this is, and then it's not just, oh well, it happens.
I'm saying Bowles has to do that. Bowles has to take that L and go, this is what it is. But no, Dean has just been bad, period. So that's a whole nother conversation. The problem is
he's gone for 4 weeks, so don't worry.
Oh, I know. And I won't be surprised if the Bucs defense is better. But look at what happened the second half when we got aggressive. and when we got aggressive against the
It
Saints,
wasn't Lamar Jackson. It was a rookie quarterback.
it's not Lamar that I'm testing. I'm testing Zay Flowers and Bateman because they're only a few steps better than what the Saints receivers that they had out there.
I agree with you there. And if we win, it's going to be because of our defense. Okay. I agree with you there because if we can throw the ball, this is the key to everything. If we can throw the ball, if we really can throw the ball like we should be able to throw the ball.
Yes.
If we can throw the ball like that, it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be crazy. This is going to be a crazy game. I'm muting the chat so I don't hear any of it.
I'll tell you this though, Rick. I want to ask you this though, and this is hypothetical. Now never mind. Here he comes. We got the dude about to come in here, but I want to ask you this. Let's say if the Bucs get up super early, 14-0 early, the confidence. Do you have the confidence that Ravens offense can score quick like the Bucs?
It doesn't have to score quick if you're up 14-0. It doesn't have to.
Right. But
the Tom Brady taught me this. 2 minutes is an eternity. You can dink and dunk your way down the field in 2 minutes. So you don't have to score quickly if the Bucs are up by 14. They just have to stop the Bucs. And the biggest problem is the Bucs seem to go through little patches, periods, little spurts where they stop themselves. Either it's offensively or defensively.
Yeah.
And that's fact. I'm looking forward to hearing Dude. He's probably gonna
go on in here and make your presence known.
Regulators. We regulate any stealing of his property. We're damn good too. But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Regulators! Mount up. It was a clear black night, a clear white moon. Warren G was on the streets, trying to consume some skirts for the E, so I could get some phones rolling.
I had to finish it on funk. Hey, real quick.
Is
this going to be a shootout or a defensive game? Because I just heard both.
Not for me. It's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, you said that they had to win with defense, and then you said it was going to be a shootout.
It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a shootout. When I say defense, the difference will be that the Buccaneers can stop the run and the pass at times, and Baltimore can't seem to stop the pass. That will be the difference. So let me be more clear. It will be the Buccaneers secondary that that's the big difference. That's the difference in our favor.
Right now, I think the key matchups here that the Buccaneers hold an advantage in is obviously our wide receivers against their DBs,
right?
Our front seven against their offensive line, and the fact that we put points on the board faster than anybody. And I hear the argument about this and that. The Ravens only have one game where it wasn't a single-digit score victory. The Buccaneers don't have any of those for victories. They're all double digits.
Oh, let's have another one tonight.
What I think people are not factoring in, we're all thinking about Lamar Jackson when he came out of Louisville, where he could run for 60, 70 yards at the blink of an eye. Can he still do that? Yeah. Has he done it this season? No.
Isn't he over 400 yards this year?
Yeah, but he's not the big play threat. And by his mouth, he's running less for self-preservation.
Yeah, and you've got Derrick Henry now. He didn't have anybody else.
And Derrick Henry is obviously a concern, but also every time that we face a team where the running back is going to destroy you,
I'm with you 100%.
They never do.
I'm with you 100% on this. I agree.
To beat Derrick Henry, all we need is solid edge play. Whoever sets the edge, whether it's the defensive end, the edge rusher, or as the Buccaneers have done a lot lately with Tyke Smith, the defensive back coming off the corner. If you can turn Derrick Henry back towards the pursuit in the middle of the field, he's not going to go off. If you watch his runs this year, every one that was long was when he got outside and got down the sideline. Sure, he cut back to the middle, 20, 30 yards down the field, but that's a whole nother ballgame cutting against the middle against DBs. We're talking the Buccaneers front seven. And my question is, what's Derrick Henry going to do when he's trying to get to the edge? And that's the play we line Vay out there.
Well, and that is the thing. We've got the speed. That's what we have. We are a very fast defense, and that bodes well here. Like I said, I think we'll stop Derrick Henry in general. He'll probably break one. That's what we seem to do, and then the stats look wrong. He'll break one for 60 yards. They'll kick a field goal on that drive, and then he'll have 20 more rushes for 40, and they'll say, "Oh, he had 100 yards rushing," but it was really nothing.
I'll go so far as to say that this front seven, especially the front four, is focused solely on keeping Lamar Jackson in the pocket and putting Derrick Henry back to the middle instead of letting him get outside.
I hope you're right.
With that said, watching the Ravens, and I've only watched 3 of their games this year, the Ravens aren't just Derrick Henry in the run game. They've got some solid backups just like we do. So for the Buccaneers to win this game, you got to start fast and furious. You got to come out. You got to hit Lamar early and often. You got to put Derrick Henry in the dirt and get them talking to themselves. If you watch the Ravens at all this year, you'll know that once shit starts going a little sideways, the Harbaugh guy starts doing stupid shit, and the players are all looking at him like he's got a third head. So we have to put doubt in their face from the opening whistle. Now, totally off subject. It has nothing to do with the actual game. And for all you people with, virgin ears, back off. How the fuck are we playing a primetime game at home and still not wearing red and pewter? The excuse is always the heat. The excuse is always the sun. But we're not wearing red and pewter. We're wearing red and white. Tom Brady, fuck you. You did this to us. We used to wear red and pewter at home every fucking week until you got here, you piece of shit. And by the way, Tom Brady, you're not a GOAT at some things. And you know what I'm talking about, Tom. You're not very good at that at all, in my opinion. But that's just some fat guy here on a porch. So here's what I will say about the Buccaneers defense.
Yes.
The linebackers are the key in pass coverage. If they can figure out how to get that tight end Mark Andrews open and across the middle early and often, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because Mark Andrews, he's a big boy. He's not Gronk. He's not Kelsey. Thank God. But he is a weapon.
We made Pitts. In what's the name in Atlanta?
Well, Landry, but again, they did that zone coverage that I'm telling you we're going to have to get away from. Rick, we got to start fast early and punch them in the mouth. If you play zone on this team early, they're simply just going to methodically drive down the field because then that
look what we did against the Falcons. We played back, we played zone, and Cousins was allowed to sit back there very comfortably more often than not and pick us apart. Yesterday, that team brought the house at Cousins, and he shit the bed.
Big time.
Same with Aaron Rodgers.
I agree with you against Cousins. It's the problem, and this is the matchup problem, is they have a mobile quarterback. And that's we've had a history where mobile quarterbacks can cause us pain. We can beat them. I'm not saying we're not going to beat them, but I'm saying this is not an easy game.
Not at all.
No, there's no easy about it. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. No game or no team at this level is easy, regardless of how much trash you want to talk about. Hell, even the Cardinals are a threat.
Even the Patriots would be a threat.
Well, I mean, the Panthers at least have a win.
I know, I'm kidding. It was a joke.
But I will also point out a big win this week cues the team up for another letdown next week against Atlanta because we kicked the shit out of Detroit and came home and wet the bed against the Broncos.
I know.
So play steady, play even, but play fast and furious. I'll say this. You'll never hear me, not that I matter, or most people complain about penalties that come from unnecessary roughness from playing too hard and too fast. That's part of the game. That's why the rules are there to protect people, but I have no problem with that. Here's what I have a problem with. You're coming out of a timeout and you get a delay a game. No. false start. No, all the little small stupid shit that you can save yourself from is where the Buccaneers need to stop and fix, and they'll win this game. We can force Lamar. If you watch, Lamar gets a couple passes batted down or incompletes or dropped, and he starts to sulk. Quite the opposite for this guy over here in Tampa. He gets a couple of passes dropped, and he's like, let's go. Fuck it. I'll put it on my shoulders, and we'll do it myself. So what we have here is two organizations that right now are sitting pretty 4-2. They have aspirations of playoffs, if not more. The national media obviously takes Lamar Jackson, the reigning MVP, and the Ravens a little more seriously, and that's fine. We're Buccaneer fans. We've been underdogs since 1975. We were underdogs against the Oakland Raiders in the bowl game. We were underdogs against the Kansas City Chiefs. And what happened? 2-0. Yep. So embrace the underdog status. Exactly. Hit hard, hit with intent. If you've got a chance to hit Lamar Jackson with everything you got, I'll take the 15 yards if he's laying on the ground wiggling around. If you can take Derrick Henry out and get a Jordan Whitehead pop upside the head, hell, I'll start a GoFundMe to pay your fucking fine, bro. It's time to put your knuckles in the dirt, make them turn white with fucking anticipation, and let's fucking go. If you're going to come out here and try to mealy mouth and pussyfoot this game, they're going to run you the fuck out of your own stadium again.
I agree completely. That's great analysis.
And Rick, we forgot another thing. Here's another advantage. Baker can move too. He can extend the play.
Houdini. His name's Houdini. I don't want to hear nothing else.
Baker's not mobile, but man, that guy knows how to just get the first down when you need it. I mean,
that's the point. And with that being said, now here's the thing. And I told the dude this. You said about that run, but if, like I said, that passing, if we're shredding them like I expect, if this Bucs run game gets consistent, the Ravens are cooked. Because no, hear me out. If that means if Bucky and Tucker go off or whoever, that makes this defense vulnerable. Why? Because what happens if the run gets open? Now you have more play action and rollouts.
You're 100% right. If we can look. We know their passing defense sucks. They've got the best run defense. Yes, if our running game gets going, they're screwed. Well, yeah, absolutely, because then they don't have any defense.
But the passing opened that up. They might not have a choice because here's the thing: they're gonna have to pick their poison. Because I expect Evans to have a good game today because with the emergence of Palmer and all those other receivers. Somebody else is going to go off, and now they're going to have to say, shit, you have to choose. And like I said, don't be surprised, Rick, if they get down early fast, double digits. If they get down double digits, dude said it. Lamar goes into his primitive form when shit doesn't go well. Fuck, I
see this playing out game-wise or strategy-wise the same way they did against New Orleans. They came out, they thought they could exploit them in the pass game, so they threw it early and often. And then later in the game, in the second half, when everybody's got their hands on their knees, huffing and puffing on the oxygen, they brought out the two-headed monster running game, and they literally ran the ball down the Saints' throats. That's what I see happening.
I would love that. And if we can get a running game going today, we can get a running game against Baltimore, the year looks amazing.
It does.
The whole year looks amazing. It's like somebody trying to get a running game against us. It's really difficult. Yeah. And if we can do that, I'm all about it.
But the thing is, if Bucky or Tucker starts, it makes a big difference. Why? The Bucs offensive line responds different, and what makes Bucky better, he hits the holes. I get it. Ravens have a good run defense, but they have yet to play the likes of Bucky. The last time they played us, Rashad White, all this fucker did was fall down 1 yard. At least when it comes to Bucky, instead of it being 2nd and 9 or 10, he can make it 2nd and 6. And and believe it or not, that makes a big difference.
I got a question for both you guys. Y'all know I defend Todd Bowles like constantly, but I don't understand this. We're going to go with the hot hand thing at running back. it never seems like it works. I mean, we've been doing this for years. Don't what the hot hand. The, the hot hand is Buck and Tuck. It's those two guys. I'm sorry, Rashad White, but Bucky and Tucker are the hot hand. Stop talking about other stuff. Stop. Let's not try. Let's not bring Rashad White in for the first series to see. Give him a shot. I don't want to hear it. It's not the hot hand. Okay, we know who it is.
Yeah, I think that they're doing that just misdirection. We've
done it for years.
I get it, but I think at this point you're right. But I think at this point the Bucs are at a time where it's like fuck your feelings. Rashard, you either get down or lay down. I think so because I think Cohen, and I told dude this earlier, I think Cohen is getting more comfortable where he's like, Bowles, I hear you, but that loyalty shit right now, we can't have that.
Where do you see that happening?
Because I see the fact that the offense is getting more aggressive. Like dude said it before, when they were running the rock, it wasn't just chewing the clock. It was to make a statement against the Saints, a big fuck you. I think with Cohen, he is going to be more aggressive. If he sees something and Bowles comes out and goes, are you sure about that? I think we should play it safe. Cohen's going to be like, he's going to be like, fuck all that, and we're going to go for it. So I think Rashard is going to be possibly like a decoy. But you're right. Bucky is going to get that ball. I hope not. I don't think Bowles is dumb enough to. He's just.
You know what I think is funny about this whole thing with the Bucs and Bowles and all that? We can all agree that the Buccaneers have historically been a defensive franchise. We can all agree on that, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Newsflash: they're an offensive franchise this year.
Oh yeah, they were like the first year with Brady.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I like about Cohen and what he's doing, here's where I'm at. If you do the right thing, you come out, you pass the ball early and often, you get up early, and then as the game wears on, you bring the three-headed monster. And I'm not giving up on Rashad. He had 1,500 yards from scrimmage last year.
I don't want to give up on him.
I think Rashad, to me, is Mecole Hardman. Send him out on the swing passes and the little strings out to the side. That's where he's been making his hay. But Bucky, with his little tiny narrow ass, somehow he's an in-between the tackle fucking guy, and I can't figure that out for the life of me. But hey, if it works, it works.
What do you do with Sean Tucker? I mean...
Well, and as far as Baker, dude, there's a guy for the Detroit Lions on injured reserve right now because of Baker Mayfield's running the ball. He broke that dude's fucking ankle.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Hey, I hate to interrupt it, but live, I say, from Raymond James Stadium, he's credentialed for Sports Talk Florida, created Logan and Bucs Report. We're going to go ahead and bring on everybody's favorite Best of the Bay sports columnist, Best of the Bay sports writer. Carter freaking Brantley is in the house, and we want to welcome him live, like I said, from Ray J Stadium. If you look over his shoulder, you might see the famous Bananas Foster. He'll tell you all about that at some point.
With the smooth hair.
I welcome him on from Raymond James Stadium. I got one question. I'm going to jump out of here so I can put up the stupid inactive report. Carter, what's the buzz at the stadium right now as you walked in?
It was a lot of buzz. They got the Goodyear blimp flying over, one of only 4 or 5, whatever blimps in America or the world or whatever the case is. So it's pretty fun. It's a great atmosphere. Everyone's buzzing. It's Monday Night Football, so it should be an exciting game for sure.
And one more. I'm sorry, AJ. I got one more. Then I'll leave you alone, bro. Carter, where do you see this game going as far as do the Bucs get off to a fast start? Are we going to be shooting ourselves in the foot in the first half? How's this going to play out for you?
I mean, it's always a gamble when you're making predictions like this. But if I had to guess, I'm leaning with the Bucs getting off to a slow start. The Ravens are just hot right now, 4 games in a row, and they're a really good team regardless of their status, whether they're hot, cold, or whatever. So yeah, I'm guessing the Bucs are going to have a tough time. They'll make it close at the end, I think, but yeah, the Ravens are just a darn good football team, one of the best in the NFL. So this should
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm going to turn it over to the other 2 gentlemen here because, like I said, I got to do the inactive article. But make sure you follow these guys. AJ on Twitter, he'll shout out his handle. Of course, Rick Hughes on every social media platform, more specifically, it sounds like Facebook and Twitter. And Carter Brantley, I know yours at CT Brantley. See, because I tag you on a daily basis for crying out loud. So
That's right.
make sure you follow these guys. Go to BucsReport.com. If you're tired of the same old pregame analysis, our own Devin Sanguinet decided he was going to write his Bucs versus Ravens in the form of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. You can check that out on BucsReport.com.
Heck yeah. Y'all gotta
Pretty
check
clever
that out.
stuff from something a
Super
little bit
cool.
different for your palate. That said, the dude is checking out real quick, and I'm going to upset at least one person on this screen here. I got the Buccaneers 32-29.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Woo!
Who's
I
gonna be
love it.
upset by that?
Yeah,
That
I
is
would not
bold.
be
That
upset
is
by that at
bold.
all.
No,
That is
man,
bold.
but look, okay, Carter, I want to ask you this. I get it. You know, that's your prediction. Shit, I ain't gonna front. The last time you predicted the Bucs losing, it happened with the Falcons. Please just look, man, look. So let's try to change the universe of power. What will it take, in your opinion, for this Bucs team to walk out with a victory on both sides?
I mean, they definitely, I don't know if it's possible to slow down Lamar or to limit what he can do, but maybe try to make just Lamar beat you and don't let Derrick Henry go nuts. That's going to be tough though, because it's freaking Derrick Henry. If there's any team that knows how to slow him down, then they'd be getting paid a lot of money to do so. Yeah, Derrick Henry's a tough guy to slow down. But if they're able to just make one of them beat them, whether it's Lamar or Derrick Henry, I think they could make some noise in this game. They could make it really interesting, maybe even pull out a victory. But yeah, for the defensive side of the ball, it starts and ends there. And on offense, man, if they can run the ball even just like half as well as they did last week, they win. Like they win this game, maybe not by a lot, but they win pretty comfortably because they're going to be able to throw the ball. The Ravens secondary is abysmal. I think they're bottom 3 in explosive rate percentage allowed in the passing game. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what the Bucs offense can do because this Ravens defense is pretty rough. But with Jamel Dean on the IR, the Ravens are going to be able to throw the ball pretty well. So it's really just about limiting what Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson can do on the ground.
I can dig it, man. I'll say this, and I want to ask you this. When it comes to that, if you had to be a defensive coordinator and it's early in the first quarter, are you going to play a zone coverage where it's something that that it can get his receivers open, or do you want to challenge his receivers by playing man coverage, disrupting the timing, and get that front 7 on Lamar?
Oh man, I feel you because I know you're a big man guy. I know you would love to see the Bucs play more man. I know that's a big AJ thing. But man, with Thunderberg out there or whoever, Keenan Isaac, whoever it may be, playing man's going to be a tough proposition. I get it. Like you want to challenge the Ravens receivers. They have Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers. Like those are not exactly world beaters, but they still get paid too. They're still first round guys for a reason. So I don't know. I'm probably going zone if I'm Todd Bowles or if I'm the defensive coordinator of the Bucs, but I do understand the frustrations. Giving up those little dink and dunk plays can be infuriating. I totally get it, but what's worse is giving up the deep bomb to Zay Flowers after he makes Funderburk or Keenan Isaac look like burnt toast, because that could potentially happen if they play press man. But yeah, it's Todd Bowles, man. He loves to run zone, and Zion McCollum's been great. Tyke Smith's been great. So hopefully that continues to be the thing that happens, but you never know. It could go either way.
I think the key to that is this: if you run zone off the top, it baits Jackson to want to throw. I got somebody here. I got to run.
No
Have a good
problem,
one, guys.
Take it easy.
Have a good one.
Carter, I want to finish to what he was saying. Baiting, I get it. With zone, at least you're gonna stop the big plays. I get it, Carter. You're more of the hey, that big play. Here's where I say this might work in the Bucs' benefit. Let me ask you this: who can score faster, the Bucs or the Ravens?
I don't know. They're both really good in explosive plays. Like they both can take the top off of defenses. If I had to guess, probably the Ravens. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'll say this: if you look at it, the Ravens predicate their base. Their whole core is running the rock. We've seen this in the past, and I get it. Derrick Henry is there, but it's still the same thing. What has been the biggest thing that has been coming back to bite Lamar in the ass when he plays in the playoffs? Is it the run or is it the pass? That
Right.
comes back
No,
to
that's a
bite
good point. Absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure. His struggles throwing the ball in the playoffs are definitely evident. It's tough, man. I feel you because I hate the low average depth of target, the bubble screens, and the little slant routes and all that stuff. It's frustrating to watch, man. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. I mean, it's just miserable. But yeah, that's the direction of the NFL. The Bucs do that really well too. Like the Bucs love
yes.
to do those little bubble screens to Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin runs a little out route, and like
Mhm.
they are experts at it, and rightfully so. Liam Cohen has done a phenomenal job this year. So it's not just teams playing the Bucs; it's the Bucs doing it to other teams too. But I feel you, man. It's brutal to watch. It can be really difficult to watch, and you just kind of got to hope that maybe the Bucs get a takeaway. Plus the linebackers, KJ Britt, I really had high hopes for him coming into this year, but my goodness, he's struggled in pass coverage.
Oh,
He's been rough to watch
well,
because
they're going to
when
attack him.
Brian, yeah, absolutely, and I'd be surprised if Mark Andrews didn't have a big game just because he's going to attack KJ Britt and they're going to kind of go to that side of the field. But luckily, with Antoine Winfield Jr. back, Tyke Smith playing as well as he's been, the Bucs do have the players, they have the personnel to maybe make this interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough either way because it's the freaking Ravens.
I'm glad you brought the Winfield situation up because let's say this. Damn, this is a good question. Are we confident enough? Because let's say Winfield has to come into the box more and we only have one safety up. Do you, in your opinion, that might be a disaster, or could it be something to at least slow the bleeding down in the passing?
I mean, yeah, it could be a disaster, but I don't know. I hate to always play the 50-50, sitting on the fence role, but it's just tough, man. In the NFL, man, the margins between those two things are so slim because everyone's so stinking good. Like, especially in games like this, you're playing such a high quality team, and the Bucs are a high quality team. They're a good team too. So, man, the margins are just razor thin. So, I don't know. It's going to be really difficult either way because the Ravens just have that elite offense. Lamar Jackson playing like an MVP right now. So I don't know. It's going to be tough no matter what game plan they use, no matter what they draw up, because Lamar Jackson could just be Lamar Jackson and game break it. So we'll see.
100. So, well, I get that you already predict the Bucs might just bite the L on this, but give me your score and give me your statistics, stars, like out of this loss, like a silver lining.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, even in losses, there's always going to be good performances. There's always going to be something to take away from it, unless you lose to the Broncos at home, in which case
Right.
there's probably not very much to take away from it. But no, I think that the offense is going to play really well. I think Baker's going to have a great game. I know Mike Evans is a bit hampered with that hamstring, so I'd expect Chris Godwin to continue to soar as he has all year. I mean, he's just been so fantastic. It's been a joy to watch him do his thing. So I do think that the Bucs lose this one probably 30-27. That's my ultimate prediction. I think it's going to be really close. Like if the Bucs win this, I would not be surprised at all. But just if I had to make a call, I'm going Ravens, unfortunately. But yeah, Chris Godwin's someone to watch for, and maybe the Bucs sneak in a pick or two. Maybe they force a fumble or something. I'd expect Antoine Winfield Jr. to come up huge here because he always plays big in these big games. Monday Night Football, playing in front of a big crowd, playing against one of the best teams in the NFL. A potential Super Bowl contender. Antoine Winfield Jr. is going to step up and do something big for sure. He's a game changer.
Well, I can dig it, man. Look, either way, I love when you drop this knowledge. Guys, this is Carter Brandley, the guy who's number one man in Tampa out here winning awards. Please, Carter, tell them where they can find you, Twitter, Instagram, and what you got planned coming up, my man.
Absolutely. I'm at CT Brantley 12. You can find me there. I write for Creative Loafing as well as Bucs Report and Sports Talk Florida. Definitely check me out there. And I host a RBLR Bucs podcast every week. So definitely check me out there. AJ, really appreciate you having me on, man. It's always a joy talking some Bucs football with you, my man. I'll let you know how this all goes, man. I'll definitely be on the show next week for sure at some point. So y'all have a great night. Thank you.
Go
again for having me.
Bucs.
Yes, sir. Go Bucs.
Go Bucs. As he said, man, look, last time I can't hold y'all. He said it the last time, and the Bucs were going to lose against the Falcons, and they did. Hopefully he's wrong, but he is right. This is going to be a very challenging team that we are facing. I just look at it like this. I'm putting a lot of faith that I hope Bowles does and put the faith into his team and say, hey, we got to play. So basically, Secondary, again, your priority is those damn receivers. That's the priority. That is the priority. And like KG for Life said, that's the problem with Bowles. He's slow to adjust. Yeah, this is a game where Bowles cannot be slow to adjust. Now, this is where I think the game is going to play out. In my opinion, because the offense, with Palmer entering in there, that is going to lead to a certain advantage that I don't truly think that Baltimore is going to prepare for. Let's be real. They're going to prepare for Godwin and Evans. They're going to prepare for Baker. They're going to prepare for that. However, the simple fact of Palmer's separation speed, that could come into effect where it might be a few plays where they pick on him. And like I said, with Palmer's speed, the Bucs have got to get crossing routes going. They got to get the spread going, rollouts, get Baker on the move. And I truly think that the Bucs will have that chance offensively. If the Bucs can get up 2 possessions early, the Ravens don't possess the offensive weapons to score fast. So we have to do that. It is going to be imperative. So with that being said, guys, I will let you go out of this one. Thank you for tuning in on Bucs Report pregame. As always, check me out on Bucs Report, The Aftermath, 102.9, the Game, Broad Street South Radio with my co-host Slick, a.k.a. the British Guys Always Fly. Check out my YouTube channel, and y'all already know what that is. It's about bucking time. Yeah, go and check that out. And I'm definitely going to be making a video reaction after this. So as always, guys, take care of yourselves and go Bucs, and let's get this fucking win, y'all.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.